What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video. In this one, we're going to talk about how much it costs to start an Amazon dropshipping business. But first, I want to apologize for the lack of videos over the last 5 months. I've been finishing off uni work, getting my dissertation and other assessments in, but I'm back and hopefully we'll get some more videos uploaded for you guys. But yeah, without any delay, let's get straight into the video. A lot of YouTubers say you can start dropshipping with no money, but that is simply not the case. You have to pay for software, you have to pay for products, and there's a lot of other things that you have to take into account. The first thing you're going to need is a line of credit or some cash that's saved up. I believe I started Amazon dropshipping with around £1,000 or $1,000, let's say. After a while, and I built my credit up, I applied for an Amex Platinum card, which literally takes care of all my cash flow. So I would recommend, if you do have a credit card, use that and keep it separate from all your other expenses, or you get another credit card out, which can keep it all separate, because it'll be a pain with accounting and stuff. If you don't have a credit card, I'd say between $500 and $1,000 is probably what you need to set aside for product purchases and other stuff. But we'll go into detail of the other things you have to pay for, which includes software and stuff like that. So yeah, let's go. So in terms of software, there's two main ones that you need. You obviously need a stock tracker and a repricer. Both of them I featured in my last video, which I'll post up there, which is a beginner's guide to Amazon dropshipping. Click there if you're new. So as I mentioned, you're going to need a price monitor and stock tracker. That's pretty much what these three softwares do. Web Scraper app is probably the most common one. However, I can't use it in the UK, so yeah, it's for you American lot pretty much. If you're from the UK, I use a website called Arbitrage Boss. It's just a UK alternative and it does the same job. It pretty much is the exact same thing as Web Scraper app. OA Genius is another option which you can use if you're from the United States or plan to sell in the United States. It's an all-in-one software as well, so it can, I believe I don't think it reprices for you, but you can do product sourcing on there, which I guess helps, and it's worth the money. In terms of pricing for these, you're looking at around $120 for 500 products. I think that's the same for Arbitrage Boss. Yeah, it's exactly the same. I think it's followed the same pricing structure, and I don't know about on OA Genius because I've never used it, but it looks about the same price. But I would recommend one of these two to get started with, because the repricer is, I don't know if OA Genius has a repricer built in, but the repricer that I'm going to talk about in a minute is very good and I do recommend it. So for the repricer, you can see we're using Informed Co. This is the one I use. It is very good at setting strategies and repricing strategies based on competition, based on profit formulas and percentages and stuff like that. I wouldn't use anything else. I know there's alternatives on the market such as Repricer Express, but this is the one I use. In terms of pricing, there isn't a set plan. It all determines on how much your revenue is. So for example, up to, let's say 5,000 is $49 a month. And then $99 a month up to 11,000, and so on and so on and so on. I think I'm around the $50,000 a month mark, so it's around $200 a month, which isn't that bad. It's such a great software, and it just improves my profit margins and stuff like that. There are some optional softwares as well, which I'll go through in a minute. You don't need them, it just makes your life easier. So TrackerBot, it pretty much uploads tracking for me, so I don't have to do it myself. Although I do pay a virtual assistant to do some of them for me for the suppliers that aren't supported by this software. It is a lifesaver when it comes to uploading tracking, as it is one of the account metrics on Amazon which you need to look after. And it's an update at the moment where in the UK they are enforcing a valid tracking rate of above 95%, so you have to make sure 95% of your orders have a valid tracking number. And it's actually a very cheap software, so I'm on the, we got a sale. I got the business plan, which is only $24.99 a month, which is well worth it in my opinion. The next piece of software is Tactical Arbitrage. I spoke about this in my previous video about the beginner's guide to Amazon dropshipping. It's literally a product sourcing software for you, so you can run scans on websites such as Walmart, John Lewis if you're from the UK, etc. And it will go through all of them and find profitable products for you. I may in the future do a video on this because it's very useful and I use it pretty much every day because it's so good. There are alternatives. You don't need this. You can do all manual product research yourself or pay a virtual assistant to do that for you, which is what I use. But it is great to find stuff that people aren't selling or at the moment, or there's not much competition on them, or new stuff pretty much. Another optional piece of software is an accounting software. If you like doing your books and accounting all by manual, be my guest, but for me, I don't want to do that, and I don't want to waste the time doing that pretty much. So I use Xero, and it integrates with my Amazon account to get all my books in order pretty much. You also want to link your credit card and stuff like that to it, so you can note down your product purchases and your incomes and expenses. Another thing you can do is get virtual assistants. This can pretty much, the optional software that I mentioned earlier, you don't really need to buy that software if you have virtual assistants. You can use them at the same time, but I eventually would recommend to you, once you've done it for a while, get some virtual assistants, because a lot of the time they can do the task better than you do, pretty much, because they do it for that many people, and they're relatively cheap. You can get virtual assistants for less than $3 an hour, $2 an hour. I pay both of my virtual assistants around $3 an hour, which do the product sourcing and doing my orders for me. So yeah, that just takes a massive thing off my hands when I have to do it myself. So overall, I'd recommend between $500 and $1,000 to start this business model. Obviously, you're gonna have to pay for software, the two main ones, Arbitrage Boss or Web Scraper app, and Informed. That is probably gonna set you back around, let's say, $170 a month dollars. That is the bare minimum I would recommend for this, and then the rest you can use for product purchasing and all the other stuff. If you want to look at getting optional software like Trackerbot, I would recommend that. It does make your life easier, and you can save a lot of time when it comes to manually uploading tracking numbers. You don't have to do that. You can literally link the software to your Amazon account, and it will go through your emails and upload it for you manually, automatically pretty much. But overall, I reckon between $700 and $1,000 to start. It isn't much, really. You can sell a few things around your house for that. I would have thought a lot of you have $700 to $1,000 to start. It's not crazy amounts. If you don't have that money, try to sell some stuff around your house and get started, because I started from $1,000 and I'm making a lot more than that now. So it was definitely a good investment. Once you do gain some experience, I'd recommend getting an Amex Platinum card like I've got. It isn't specifically a credit card, it is a charge card, so it doesn't have a preset spending limit, which helps me massively, because let's say I have a credit card with $1,000 credit limit, I can only ever do so much with that. With a charge card, it's not really a preset spending limit. I think it's worked out around, I think it's 4 or 5 times what you've spent on it in the previous month is then your next limit, pretty much. But I would definitely recommend that once you can. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how much you need to start Amazon dropshipping. If you are new, be sure to check out the video in the pop-up banner above. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please do like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.